What you're looking at on your screen may be one of the biggest hints we have for Anniversary's next new character, the next Ultra or LF coming to Dragon Ball Legends 5th Anniversary. Now you may be wondering, what does this figure have to do with Legends in any way? So let me explain. This is the new Figuarts Zero Super Janemba figure that they've just released today, I believe. I believe it's today. I just saw the news alert today when I was randomly scrolling looking for stuff for a video. It looks really cool, but this is interesting because Figuarts actually have a history of being connected to Legends units. Specifically, Anniversary. If we drop back to 2nd Anniversary, so we're going back a couple years here. This is from my video pre-2nd Anniversary. I feel like I look so much younger there than I do now. This is a screenshot of the news in-game, which is, it says, exclusive Vegito and Zamasu SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures are available now for pre-order on Premium Bandai. This was essentially just an ad in-game that they put for the new Vegito Blue and Zamasu Figuarts that were coming out at that time. And I think you know now what the connection is between these Figuarts and what we end up getting for 2nd Anniversary, which was, in fact, LF Vegito Blue, and there's a Vegito Blue Figuart right there. And then we got a Fusion Zamasu, this is technically normal Zamasu, so it is a bit different, but it was a Zamasu. And then the Vegito Blue is a bang-on, LF, and then the unit, the figure right there. Bam, 1-to-1, same person. So you could see why this Janemba could potentially be a connection to what we're getting for part 2 of 5th Anniversary. It's obviously not, I'm not saying this guarantees it's Janemba. It could still be Orange Piccolo, the one everyone I think wants the most. He would definitely be the biggest moneymaker, Piccolo, for sure. But we have not gotten a new Janemba in, I think, since 2020. I believe it was this Janemba. This is Red Super Janemba. So Janemba's super old. And Janemba also ties in with a lot of the stuff we've gotten in the game. So let me show you on the right-hand side of your screen where you see the game. We got recently free-to-play Cooler, who is, of course, a powerful opponent and a Sagas from the Movies character. And then our other free-to-play is Android 13, who is, in fact, a powerful opponent, Sagas from the Movies. Okay, both have, like, a direct connection to Janemba, being they're all three of them powerful opponent from the movies. And then if we drop into summons, you go into your summons section, they brought back Ultra Broly. And if we go back real quick, I think you already know where I'm going with this, but when you look at what tags Ultra Broly has, he has, of course, Sagas from the Movies, and Powerful Opponent. He also aligns with the two free-to-plays, and then what Janemba would have on his unit if he does, in fact, get a new unit during part 2. Then, if you needed, for some reason, any more confirmation that it's going to be Movies units, for some reason you're being stubborn and not positive it's going to be Movies units for part 2, we go look at who the co-op boss is. It's Birdku. Is Birdku. If you're wondering where Birdku is from, you can literally Google Bird Goku movie, the simplest Google search of all time, and you'll find Dragon Ball Z Cooler's Revenge. He's from the Cooler's Revenge movie. I think almost all of you knew that already, but just in case you did not. And then if we look at the new equip we just got recently, it is also, in fact, for Sagas from the Movies. This new plat equip, I have the power of nature inside. It's a defensive equip. You can see it gives defense, more defense, even more defense. And it's for Sagas from the Movies. So we have effectively guaranteed it's from the Sagas from the Movies. A lot of people have been thinking that we were supposed to actually get it yesterday. If you're watching the day I put this video out, yesterday was the weekly reset on the 14th, and that we were supposed to get part 2 on the 14th. But we didn't because a certain someone out here went and had to get buffed because they were not performing up to the Legends dev team's standard or what they had wanted that these two perform to. Goku in Final Form Frieza got a buff. Obviously, that was something that they did not plan on doing when they released the unit just a couple weeks ago, almost a month ago now. And so this could have pushed back their plans for part 2. They could have said, maybe we'll give this buffed Goku and Frieza another week here. We won't drop the units on the 14th like we had planned. We'll drop them next week on what would be the 21st. So we'll see on that. And if you're a bit confused on why people thought they'd be coming out on the 14th, part 2, well, that's because the free-to-plays I just showed you, the Cooler and the Android 13, will have been out for 3 weeks now when we get to the 21st, which is a long time to just have them out. Like, they came out a week after Goku and Frieza, and so the thought was that things were going to be a little quicker this year for Anniversary units than it was last year, because it doesn't make sense to have these guys out for so long, because they're obviously a direct correlation to the next unit, since they don't link at all to the Universe Survival Saga stuff we've gotten into the game thus far. They just have no connection to the units. I mean, just looking at, because they have the boost units are all, basically new units for the most part. They're all Universe Survival Saga. Goku and Frieza, Jiren, Casserole, Kiawe, and then the two free-to-plays, Gohan and Vegeta. They're all Universe Rival Saga. The Cooler and 13 obviously are linking to Part 2, and why release them so early when you could have waited like another week for them, and then it would only been 2 weeks before we get the new units, so time to get them to 14 stars, but not too much time where you're like, why did they drop these so early? So now that we've discussed why it could be Janemba, and I honestly think if it's not Orange Piccolo, it'll probably be Janemba. It'll probably be Janemba. As for what other units could be on the banner, I understand why that could be a problem for Janemba, since it probably won't be a new Super Gogeta. It could just be a Sparking Super Gogeta, as that kind of would help, since we probably will get Ultra Vegito Blue upcoming still. But, you know, we'll see. They could just honestly put other powerful opponent movies characters, or just any movies characters in general, have it be like a movies banner, not necessarily a Fusion Reborn, you know, movie banner. It doesn't have to be exactly the Janemba movie. We'll have to see on that. But as for what type of unit Janemba might be, it's obviously between LF or Ultra. But we've gotten something very interesting in the shop recently, and it kind of leads me to believe it may be an Ultra, and that we may be getting LF Ultra, and that we got Goku and Frieza. Then we'll get an Ultra, either Orange Piccolo or Super Janemba, as we've been discussing here. Then another LF, which honestly, I don't know. It could be like GT or something. Who knows? And then we finish off with Ultra Vegito Blue at the very end. And 2 Ultras would, I think, be fantastic. I mean, not necessarily in terms of people wanting to summon and save CC and stuff. That always sucks because Ultra banners are awful. Also, if it is Ultra, unless they change up the Ultra banner format and release new units alongside the Ultra, like new Sparkings, it would just be an Ultra Janemba. There wouldn't be a need for other units alongside him. It would just be Janemba. So that could be one thing that saves him from people worrying about what the side banner units would be for Janemba. Obviously, for Orange Piccolo, it would probably be superhero movie units. And, you know, there's still a whole bunch of people that haven't used from that movie quite yet, since there's been one banner for superhero in the game. But this in the shop here is a Super Chrono Crystal. And they've brought these out. The original release of these was for LF Z Power. But now we have a Super Chrono Crystal that can give you Ultra Z Power. Now, if you buy this for $41, you know, US dollars, and then you get 1 Super Chrono Crystal. Now, you're going to unfortunately need more than 1 if you want the Ultra Z Power. You're going to need 3, so that's about 123 US dollars for 1,000 Ultra Z Power. And then I believe, I don't think there's a limit to this, so I think you can get it twice. I'm not positive on that, but it doesn't say limited to 1, so I believe you can get it twice. And you can buy this bundle 6 times, so that would be 2,000 Ultra Z Power there that you could get. And that is also, of course, $246. That's a good chunk of change, don't get me wrong. But you can get Ultra Z Power for the very first time. We have not had Ultra Z Power in the game until this moment, which also leads me to believe that Ultra Z Power is going to become more widely available, similar to how LF Z Power was originally super rare and then became more widely available. Although I feel like they've made it less available recently, this year, than it was kind of last year, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. With that being said, though, Ultra Z Power is here, obviously hinting towards giving it 2 Ultras, so maybe we're getting Ultra Janemba as our next Part 2 anniversary unit, which honestly, I think Janemba is really cool. I really like Janemba, but obviously Orange Piccolo would be much hyper to most people. I understand that. And then maybe this is hinting towards the fact that we're going to end anniversary with our very first Ultra LF Vegito Blue. I doubt they would make either. They could make Orange Piccolo and Ultra LF. I could see Ultra Piccolo being the first one. Or they wait to VB. Janemba being the first Ultra LF, not quite sure about that. I think Janemba could just be Ultra. Also, I feel like it would make more sense to only have 1 Ultra LF during anniversary. So we have an LF, an Ultra, another LF, and then an Ultra LF, the big, insane unit. Because I'm sure an Ultra LF, just like how LFs are basically like better Sparkings, because they're still technically Sparkings, they're just a legendary finish Sparking, and they're better than normal Sparkings. I assume an LF Ultra is going to be better than just a normal Ultra, and normal Ultras are already cracked. So if we get an LF Ultra Vegito Blue, I'm going to lose my mind, and hopefully it doesn't have a rate of, like, you're never getting it. So we'll see on that. But I just wanted to bring up all these things that have happened in the game since I last made my video talking about who we might get. We'll have to wait and see. I believe that we'll probably get an announcement for reveals and stuff sometime this week, and then we get the reveals on, like, Tuesday or something, and then we get the unit on that Wednesday morning reset. Again, we'll have to see. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think this figure is any sort of hint for Janemba coming? Do you think we're going to get Orange Piccolo? Let me know. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new, go follow my Twitch, and I just made a TikTok. So go follow that if you enjoy TikTok content. And that's gonna do it for me. I hope y'all are staying happy and healthy, having the best of days. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.